Okay, so finally I am able to film this Colourpop No Filter Foundation first impressions video. I know it's a long title, but I've been trying so hard to do this video and something keeps coming up. Long story short, I did buy two foundations right on launch when Colourpop launched the foundations, and then I picked two that I thought would be my match. And then after I bought the foundation, I found out that Colourpop released an Instagram post. I'll put it here for you to see, and it gave you like a guide of which shade would be the best for you. And turns out none of the ones I bought were the one I was supposed to buy. I waited until I got the foundations and looked at them to see if it would be closer to my match, but they kind of looked dark, which was a little weird because on the picture, the previous like swatch pictures, it looked like it would be my match. So I have to wait out until I bought another foundation, and when I went to the website it was sold out, so I have to wait until it was back in stock, and you know the drill. If it turns out that the last one I bought is my exact match, I will do a giveaway with these two. So anyways, today we're going to talk about the No Filter foundation, and we're also going to talk about the No Filter setting powder because I did got that one too, the translucent one. And we're going to talk about packaging, pricing, we're going to talk about claims of this foundation. I'm going to give you my first impressions and also if that Instagram guide does work because I got it myself with that. So let's get this party started. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about packaging, and I feel like this packaging is really pretty, guys. It has like a sturdy glass packaging, which is really cool, and it also is white, which is on par with Colourpop's branding. I don't know if you bought Colourpop before, but they use white in their packaging. It also has those little stars that they use in their packaging, so that's pretty cute. I also love that it came with a pump. The pump is a plastic, but it is white, so it's pretty cool. I think it will get a little bit dirty while you're using it, but I mean, it is what it is, you know. Now the bottle is not that big, it's only 0.85 ounces, and most of the foundations I buy are at least a full ounce. So it has a little bit less than normal foundations that I buy, but it's not that bad either. Now in terms of the setting powder, I did like the packaging as well. It is circular and it has like a sifter in the middle, so that's pretty cool. It looks more like the Laura Mercier translucent powder packaging, but a little bit smaller. It is 0.30 ounces, so it's not that big either, but I mean, translucent powder can last a lot too. Now in terms of the prices, this foundation retails for $12. You can only get it at colourpop.com at the moment, I believe. I'm not sure if Ulta will carry it eventually or Sephora will carry it eventually, because I know they have been selling Colourpop, but for now I think you can only find it at colourpop.com. Now $12 is not bad, you guys, even though I know there are some other drugstore foundations that are cheaper than this. The really good ones are at the same price, but I believe it's still affordable. Now the powder retails for $9, and I believe that's a little bit expensive, and the reason I think that is because it's only 0.30 ounces. I can get the RCMA no color powder for like around $12 and is 3 ounces. The packaging from the RCMA no color powder is not that great, so I don't know if the price of the Colourpop setting powder is due to the packaging. It might be. Now I'm going to talk about the claims of this foundation, and they're pretty big claims, you guys. It claims that it's a matte formula that is oil free and lightweight. It claims that it has a soft blurring pigment which makes it look or match better to your skin tone, that is long lasting, that is supposed to last from day to night, and that is 100% cruelty free and vegan, in case you were wondering. Now as for the setting powder, it claims to smooth your skin, that it will set your foundation all day, so it's supposed to be long lasting without any creasing or caking or any flashback. Okay, so I believe it's time to test this foundation out. I'm gonna put my hair back. These are the last one I got. These are the mermaid ears. I found them at Epcot and I was blown away when I saw them. I was like, oh my god, I need to have them. So I bought them. Now I need to buy these the mermaid leggings. Have you guys seen that? Can't wait to get them so they can match with my ears. Now I do want to say I did apply some primer on my face. I used the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This is the one I regularly use with all my foundations because your girl needs to prime. I'm gonna take the foundation. I'm gonna place like at least one pump on my face, and I'm gonna start. Let's see. I'm gonna start with this side. I'm gonna apply it with a foundation brush, and then on this side, I'm going to apply it with a beauty blender to see how that works. It's supposed to be buildable as well, so we'll see if it's buildable. Well, it looks like it's gonna match. We'll see. See, I told you that the pun's gonna get dirty. Okay, so let's apply it with the brush. It has a normal scent to it. It's not like too chemically. And I'm applying it like if I would apply my Estee Lauder Double Wear. Okay, so I'm using the brush and the coverage is amazing. I don't know if you can tell, but I can barely see my blemishes or anything. It matches me closely, so I'm guessing the Instagram guide was really accurate. Now I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead on this side and maybe a little bit more here. That's the second pump. So I've used 2 pumps, but I usually use a pump for each side, so I had to drag it down to my neck a little bit. I always have this blemish over here that it's so hard to cover, and it did pretty well. It didn't cover it completely, but it did okay. So I'm gonna zoom you in, guys, so you can see how it's looking. So far I can see it's blurring my pores. I can still see some texture on my face, but I always have texture. Doesn't matter if I use primer or not. It's drying to a matte, and I do like that. So I used another tiny dot on this area to see if I could cover that blemish, and it did better. So far I've used maybe like 2 full pumps, which is okay, because on my Estee Lauder I use like almost like a pump and a half on this side, a pump and a half on this other side, and then a pump for my like the center of my face. Okay, so now I'm going to try it with the beauty blender. I think it's gonna be less less coverage, but we'll see if we can build it up to a full coverage with the beauty blender. Okay, so looking at this side, I can see just a tiny bit of less coverage, but it's not that big. I'm putting in another pump. Okay, so this is 1 layer with the beauty blender. So I'm going to zoom you in again so you can see the difference between the brush and the beauty blender side. So this is the brush side. It has more full coverage. And this is the beauty blender side. It still covers, but I can see more imperfections on this side. Like on this area, I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, and you can tell those are still there. So I'll probably do like a second layer, see how it looks. Just on the center, because that's where I need the most coverage. Okay, so far, it looks like a satin matte. It's not like completely flat, but it did a really good job at covering my pores. I'm gonna see if it, because it might gonna crease on my smile lines, and I smile a lot, so that's not good. I do cake a lot of foundation. I don't know if it's me, but it looks a little cakey. It might look better once I set it or once it dries. Okay, now I want to test the setting powder. I'm going to pour it on the cap, just a tiny bit. I think this should be enough. It's a translucent color, so it shouldn't change my foundation or anything. That blended right in, you guys. And it's not white, it's more like a, even though it's translucent, it's not like a white powder, it's more like a yellow powder. So I don't know if it's me, but I feel like I'm losing coverage. So this is how it looks with the setting powder on. Now it looks matte, and honestly I do like the matte look, because eventually my oils are gonna get out and it's gonna look more like natural. But if you don't like it too matte, you probably can skip the setting powder in the entire face. I usually just set the concealer because I want to avoid creasing, but I don't set the entire foundation. With this foundation, I felt like I needed to set it up because it wasn't drying too matte. Like, I felt it was going to transfer if I didn't set it. So it might not be transfer proof. I still like this slide better, the one where I use the brush, compared to the beauty blender, because I feel like I have less coverage even though I did build it a little bit more. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll finish my whole face and I'll be back once I'm completely done. Okay guys, so I finished up my makeup and so far so good. The makeup looks good, the foundation looks good. I think this is my shade, like my exact shade. So the Instagram guide was really good. It helped me a lot to find my shade. So if you guys have any issues with finding your shade, the guide is really accurate. I'm going to link that Instagram post on the description box below in case you don't know where to look for it. And I do want to give you my first impressions and go over the claims of this foundation. First, I do believe it is lightweight. I don't feel it on my face, and I'm used to a lot of foundations and the heaviness of it, but this one I can barely say or feel that I have foundation on, so that's pretty amazing. I do believe it is oil free, but I'm not so sure about the matte formula. When someone tells me it's a matte, I feel like it should dry matte, and this one's more, it was more like a satin or like a semi matte. Now it did become matte once I applied the setting powder, so that might be good for you guys, that might be not. I do want to talk about that soft blurring pigment effect because I feel like I can see the difference. I don't know if you can tell, but this foundation, when I applied it, it came out just a tiny bit orangey, so that's why I blended over my neck. But right now it's looking like it's my perfect match. Like, I can barely tell that that I had that difference of color. I don't know if you can see on the camera the difference, but it kind of looks like it's just my shade, like it was made for me, you know what I mean? So that's pretty amazing though. So anyways, it is 4:46. My foundation is completely done. I probably will give you like a wear test. If I do, I'll just squeeze it in this video. Hey you guys, I am here to give you my first and honestly the last checking of this foundation because I can tell you right now, I don't like it. I'm sure you can tell why. Right now I am a grease ball and it hasn't been 4 hours and with this foundation. I didn't set it with a setting spray, but I honestly don't ever, like, I don't feel the need to do that with my other foundations, like with the L'Oreal Infallible or my Estee Lauder Double Wear. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, I did set it with powder. I'm not sure if that was the issue here, but I just kind of knew it when I started applying it. It didn't dry that much, like it didn't dry to a full matte coverage, and I did feel the need to set it with powder, so I cannot imagine without setting it. I'm still going to test it out with different primers maybe, or maybe using a setting spray, but so far it is a thumbs down for me because in these 4 hours I've only been sitting down in the couch watching Friends with John. John is taking a nap now, so that's why I kind of sneak in here, but I can't imagine me going at work and being so active and walking back and forth all the time and being like this after 4 hours. Nope, I would be dying right now. Everything else would hold up pretty well, like you can still see my blush and probably you can notice my highlight, but I'm so greasy, it's kind of like combined with all my oils. I'm really, really oily, guys. I'm super oily, and that's why I'm really iffy about foundations, and I kind of like only use what works for me. But hey, this was fun. Now I know. If you guys are combination skin, it probably will work for you. If you're really, really oily, I wouldn't recommend it at all. If you are dry, I believe it'll work as well, because it's not a drying formula. I don't know why they advertised it that it was matte, because it is not. But yeah, that is it. I'm disappointed because I really had big hopes for this foundation. I'm still gonna do the giveaway though. I'm giving away these two foundations that I didn't use, so check the description box below to enter. I'm sure we're gonna test it out, maybe with different primers and with different setting sprays. So I'll keep you posted. Hopefully it works with another primer, like a more mattifying primer. I do have a few mattifying primers, like the Professional, and I have that one from Make It Forever, like a really mattifying primer. I never used that one. So we'll see if that works, and I will keep it posted. But so far, not for me, not for oily skin. Sorry, guys. Bye.